Hi friends, Maddie's home this weekend and she's requested a few things from her mother. If you see back here my slow cooker, I'm making chicken and dumplings for her later, mashed potatoes and green beans. Also, it's Paw Paw season here, and I don't know if you all know what Paw Paws are, but this is a Paw Paw. This is the fruit of a Paw Paw. And here on our property we have several Paw Paw trees, and Brock harvested these the other day. Now, the blacker they are, the riper they are. They're kind of a cross between, I would say, a banana and maybe like a mango. So here's one of the seeds. They're plumb full of seeds. Let me show you how I do it here. Let me move this. You see I've already, I don't know how many he had here. I should have counted them. There was maybe 5 or 6 Paw Paws he brought in. That's plenty for bread. So the easiest way, it's so messy, but this is the easiest way I found to do it. Now maybe some of you have an easier way to do it. Paw Paws are an Appalachian fruit. I read last night that they grow clear down into Florida. Now whether or not they harvest them, I don't know. I can remember my grandpa Beard, he loved Paw Paws. I can remember him talking about. So here's a seed. So the easiest way I find is just, you have to get dirty. Because you don't want to lose that good pulp, that custardy filling there. So I just kind of squeeze those out over a bowl. And then let that fall right in my bowl. As you can see, it takes quite a work to get a little bit of profit here. Okay, so there we go. Now let me set that aside and wash my hands really quick. Okie dokie. So I'm going to do just my basic banana nut bread recipe, but of course I'm using the Paw Paw in place of bananas. So inside of here I have 1 stick of butter, 8 tablespoons, 1 cup of sugar. Now this is Madison's bread, so you know I don't usually use sugar. I use my monk fruit, but this is her bread, so she's not diabetic. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cream that together. So sorry for the noise. So I read a lady who was talking about Paw Paws last night when I was researching them. She said she bought some at Findlay Market in Cincinnati. They're not a commercial fruit, but I guess locally you can find them. So that was interesting. I always think about, too, like Native Americans. I thought, what a treat this must have been for them. And they walked through here. And you know, my area where I live, the Indians walked all through here. I hope they walked through my woods. I'm close to the lakes, so I would imagine that was a given. But I think what a treat in the this time of year when the berries were on and the Paw Paws, and you have that sweet. That must have tasted amazing. It's really good. So I think about stuff like that. Okay, so we got that beat together. Now I should have already mixed these up, but once again, you know me, not always fully prepared. So we're going to put in 2 eggs. So we have 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of sugar, and then we're going to put in, it's supposed to be 2 beaten eggs. It'll be all right. They'll mix. Not that big of a deal. All right. So we've got that in there. So that butter stuck to the back of my wooden spoon. Okay, let's get my old doom of fingers. We don't use your fingers in cooking. Are you really cooking? I didn't say lick your fingers. I said use your fingers. That's why you keep paper towels handy. Okay, so we got that all incorporated together. Now here I have 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I already added 1/4 teaspoon of salt to that. And then what I like to do is, here's my 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I like to go ahead and put it in. And then I like to incorporate that in with the flour. Now at this point, I will add in my Paw Paws. The normal recipe calls for 3 mashed bananas, so I'm going to say that's the equivalent. This is my favorite little bowl, and I use it almost every day. It's a little Hall bowl. No, it's a McCoy. And this story is with this bowl. My mom, all Turley, was up visiting and stayed with me for a while, and we went past the yard sale, and she said, "Can we stop?" And I said, "Sure." So she loved yard sales. I do too now. I mean, I don't get to go, so I like thrift stores. And I'm always working when you all have your yard sales. So it's a great way to find things, interesting things. So anyway, I found this little McCoy bowl at the yard sale. And I love it because of the memory that I had with my mama. And I love it because it's a nice, sturdy, useful sized bowl. So every time I get that bowl out, I think of my mama. She was such a delicious cook. Okay, let's get those Paw Paws in there. It smells really good. Now we're going to incorporate the flour. I just like to do a little at a time. You know the drill. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're not a baker. This is a simple recipe. Comes together super quick. I have my oven preheated at 350. I turned it on this morning when I started my chicken and dumpling base. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so we got more of this. I'm not sure when Maddie's heading back to her apartment today, so I wanted to get an early jump. That way, if she decides she wants to leave late afternoon, I have everything ready for her to go. Okay. Mason had his first college football game last night. Yesterday, Cincinnati, I believe. Doubleheader. They didn't win, but he said, "Mom, we've got a really good team." Sorry, I was making sure there wasn't a C. We've got a really good team. We just got to knock the rust off of us. Now, a lot of the boys that were on the team left last year because his program is a 2-year program. So it's kind of hard to establish a team because they're not a 4-year school. So a lot of the boys, so this year it's basically a whole new team again. So they have boys coming in they've never played with. But he's enjoying it. He sounded like he had a lot of fun. He was worn out. He didn't get home. I think they left 10 in the morning and they got home almost 11 last night. So I know he's exhausted today. But he sounded like he really had a lot of fun. And that's the important thing. He's not going pro. He loves baseball. He enjoys it. And that's what's important. And he's having a good time. That's all that matters. Okay. So let me get this mess out of the way. So, of course, it's Paw Paw bread, nut bread. So I'm going to do a mix of pecans. I don't have a whole lot of walnuts. I don't think it'll matter. I mean, it's your bread. I love pecans. I love walnuts. I love cashews. Some walnuts. I'm going to do half and half. I have these pecans. I don't remember for what. Maybe just eat. Maybe a salad. I want to make me a Waldorf salad later. So I want it to save me some walnuts. You ever have Waldorf salad? It's delicious. Maybe I'll do a thing on it if you like to see it. Okay. So we got the nuts in. One for me. One for the cook. Okay. There we go. See if I need any more once I stir this up. It smells so good. God, you can't see my barbecue arms while I'm stirring. Yes, I'm in pajamas. No, I didn't comb my hair. This is life for me in the mornings. I cook a lot in my pajamas. And I don't comb my hair until I want to. All the people know what I look like. It's not much of an improvement when I do comb it, so whatever. Okay, so as you know, I like to do my banana nut bread. Maybe you do know, maybe you don't, for my last video. I like to use a 9x9 pan. Got to hit it with some non-stick cooking spray. That's just what I prefer. You want to do it in the loaf pan. by all means, do it in a loaf pan. Okay. Look at that lusciousness. Doesn't that look good? I really, really wish you could smell this. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm freaking out because Paw Paw seeds, when they're covered in their custard, which is what I call it, custard, they look like the nuts, the walnuts, and the pecans. I just want to make sure nobody bites into a Paw Paw seed. Bust their tooth out. This looks amazing. Hopefully Maddie will enjoy it. I remember last year during Paw Paw season, she was still up at college. She's up north doing her master's. And she made Paw Paw muffins for all the kids because the kids in her, well, they're not all kids in her program. Some of them are adults. They had never had Paw Paw. Sometimes I think they're fascinated with Appalachian things, which is fun. It's, you know, it's a good way to learn about different cultures and different regions and what people eat and how they talk, and we kind of have our own little dialect, don't we? Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to scrape that off. I'll show you later what it looks like when it's done. So there's the Paw Paw bread with pecans and walnuts. See if you can find you some Paw Paws. If you'd like to try one in your local here, let me know. I'll have Brock shake you some down. So anyway, this is going in the oven for 350. I have it preheated. I don't really know how long. Maybe 30 minutes, 45. We'll see. I just want to make sure that center is done. So like I said, back here in my crock pot, I'm making crock pot chicken and dumplings for Madison. So what I have in there is I have chicken breast I thawed out when I got home from work last night, and my Appalachian ancestors, please forgive me for what I'm about to say. 2 cans of cream of chicken soup and onion and chicken broth, and that's on the chicken, and that's going to cook. And once that chicken cooks, I'll shred it, and then I'll show you later how to make the dumplings. It's so easy. It's so quick. My ancestors are probably like, but you know, sometimes you got to modify your favorite recipes when you don't have a whole lot of time. So anyway, more about that later. I need to wash my hands. And hope you enjoyed the Paw Paw in my pajamas. Okay, guys.